What's good YouTube, it's your host Lux King, and today we are back again with another Inazuma 11 challenge, asking ourselves if it's possible to beat Inazuma 11 Ghost Strikers Extreme 2013 using only wind characters. Before we get into the challenge, if you enjoy the content I make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe, and also make sure to join the Discord, which is linked down below in the description. But without further ado, let's get into the rules for the challenge. The rules for the challenge are pretty simple. First off, we are only allowed to use wind element characters. Pretty self-explanatory. If I'm not able to fill up my team with only wind characters, I'm allowed to use players who are not wind, but they are under no circumstances allowed to use an Itsatsu. Rule number 2, I'm allowing myself to make use of fire up mode after we have lost at least once to the same team. This is so that I can't cheese the first time I'm playing against the teams, and so it actually gives me a little bit of a challenge. Rule number 3, I'm only allowed to use one catch-in per match. This also limits me again, so I'm not able to just spam catch-ins late on in the game, and it makes it a bit more balanced. And last but not least, Mix and Max is allowed. Now, without further ado, let's see if it's possible, starting with... Because none of them, they only got level 1 moves. They only got level 1 moves, so that actually is going to be a bit tough, but... First off, we got Raimon, and we already are off to a bad start to this challenge, as we start the game off with our team being Raimon Go. Now, on paper the team itself has strong players, but there is one issue that we will be coming across in the early game, and that's the lack of good wind characters. On the team we start off with, we are only able to use Hamano, Hayami, Tenma, and Ichino, meaning we basically don't have a goalkeeper. Not to mention, Hamano and Tenma only got a level 1 shot, which, even though we got the advantage over Mark element-wise, we are nowhere near strong enough to bypass him, as we are playing Strikers Extreme. So not only are the characters' movesets updated, but everything we play against from start to finish will all have maxed out stats, which we don't. So it comes as no surprise that we are very underpowered with only 4 characters with minimal stats. And so we didn't win against Raimon on our first attempt or our second attempt, but rather it wasn't until our 4th attempt we actually got to beat Raimon. Now luckily, while I was streaming the challenge, Jet did notify me of something I forgot was a thing in the Strikers games. That's right, password characters. A feature I completely forgot existed, which I could have used in my wood only challenge. However, with that challenge we were lucky enough to get plenty of wood players early on, so it slipped on mind. But in this game we can really use any extra power we can get. So I go ahead and check out the characters we can obtain from passwords, and I see that we are able to get 2 more players for our team. Those are Akane and Inaba, which at this point have a very decent stats compared to the rest of the team. But even more important is Inaba. Inaba has a level 3 shot in Elemental Destroyer, which is not only a level 3 type of shot, but it's also a chain shot. Now let me tell you, chain shots are very important in this game, as those will help us output more power in our shots. And so with the 2 new team members we try again, and he made it possible. Okay, let's go. Let's see, is he gonna go Omega the Hand again? He goes for Mountain Hand. Nope, it's over. We won. Took 1.5 hours. Jesus, we've been live for so long, we only played against Raimon. That's actually kind of crazy. After a grueling hour of playing Raimon, we finally take our first W. So we take our earnings and start scouting people ASAP. We go ahead and scout Kazemaru and Matsuno to strengthen our defense. Not to mention, in this game, Kazemaru starts off with Air Bullet, which is a level 3 block, which will come in very handy, seeing as we don't have any wind goalkeepers. But up next, we got Royal Academy. I think he does. I think he does have Emperor Penguin Sever. Up next is Royal Academy, and honestly, unlike our first match, Royal went by pretty easily. They scored the first goal against us due to again not being able to use any Hitsatsus with Sam in goal, but besides that one goal we were able to score 2 more, making us win this match with a score of 2-1. And before I go ahead and get me more scouts, I go and do a quick battle against Miyasaka and recruit her, as she has a very balanced moveset and will become even more prominent as we continue with the challenge. But with that, we go ahead and face off against our next opponents. Alright, let's see. Next up, we got Zeus. And if Roy already was an easy match, then Zeus was just a cakewalk, as we were able to score pretty frequently with our characters. One of the advantages of wind characters is the fact that a big portion of goalkeepers in the game are Earth. And so it comes as no surprise that we beat Zeus up and win with a score of 4-1. Pretty clean if I must say so myself. We take our earnings and just jump straight into the next match, as I wanted to save some points for soon to be a teammate. And so up next, we got Chaos. That is the plan. That is the plan for now. Poor Walden. Chaos is here, and again, we kind of just swept the floor with them. Up until this point, I'm noticing that we are kind of being carried by Inaba, having a level 3 shot so early in the game, along with his higher base stats compared to the other characters we're able to obtain at this point. This has proven to be very useful, since his level 3 shot is a void move, meaning it has no elemental interaction with any other elements, so when we get to chain a shot with it, it's almost a guaranteed goal. We beat Chaos with a score of 2-0, and we go ahead and recruit another powerhouse to the team, being Droll and Gazelle. Gazelle especially will be an amazing asset to the team, as he is our second character on the team with a level 3 shot, which is also a chain shot, meaning we now got 2 amazing strikers up front. And so with these new additions, we go ahead and end the stream for that day. A new day was upon us, and next up we got Alias Academy. And this is an important match, as up until now, while the team is starting to look decent, we still had no proper goalkeeper. But if we can defeat Alias, we would finally be able to recruit our first win goalkeeper. So we go in, and this match was a very close one, as Alias was able to actually put a lot of pressure on us due to their strong shots they kept firing off against our keeper. And yes, I put 10 men goal just so we will have an actual full win team, even though he sadly has no goalkeeper moves. We beat Alias Academy with a score of 43, and before we do some recruiting, we do a battle against Peabody, and finally get our first actual goalkeeper, Nero. We put him in the team, and go up against Dark Emperors. Next up is Dark Emperors, and in this match we face our first Wood goalkeeper in this challenge in Feld, who has come back for revenge after what happened in Wood only. And the match was pretty much equal, until this happened. That was probably a waste of TP if anything. Can we stop them? No, we cannot. He's gonna go Revolution V. Okay, that's fine, we can stop this. Isn't Simeon in this version? Oh yeah, Simeon is in this game, but you don't get him till late again. They should stop it. But no, Simeon is actually in this game, yeah. So that's actually another Earth character. But again, it's in character you get very late. Bro, what? Really? Steve scored against us. Like, I get it's a wood shot, but it's like it's a level 1 shot. Yep. Steve, of all people, was able to score a goal using rolling kick against Nero's Prokiel net. Elemental advantage on that shot must have really helped. We lose our first attempt with a score of 0-1, so we go ahead and change the team's formation so that it's easier for us to chain shoot, and we go and try again. And this time we were successful, as we were able to score 2 goals against them. So we take the points gate and recruit Peabody as our second goalkeeper. Now you might be asking yourself as to why I'm not using Peabody as the main goalkeeper. Isn't he stronger with Soul Hand? And well, my dear viewer, you will see why later on in the challenge. But for now, we're gonna go up against Raimon 2. Next up, we got Raimon 2. And again, this is a difficult one, as the team got another wood goalkeeper with Darren. And so trying to get a goal in proves to be as difficult as you might expect, along with the extreme firepower they got. I'm really trolling right now, I'm not gonna lie. They are about to crossfire, and my defenders are... Oh, yep, and they score a goal. Just running up the Galaxy level 99 team. Nice, man, nice, nice. I can try, but this is going in. Haven't got an Axe on Julia yet, though. Fair enough. And yeah, that goes in. Alright then. Luckily though, before the second half ends, we get a goal in with the help of Inaba chaining with Eternal Blizzard that Miles shot off to tie the score. And so we get into extra time. And just as we were about to head to penalties, you're out of TP. Maybe we can try something here. Let's Gazelle TP. Nope, he does not. Okay, let's try this. Last shot before penalties. Is it? I don't think it's gonna go in, but we can hope. Move in the hand. Nah, I don't think that's gonna go in. Is it going in? Maybe. It goes in. Yo, let's go. Okay, now that's amazing. That is amazing. Inaba was actually able to score without doing any chains on so. And so with that, before we do some recruiting, we go ahead and have a battle against Cannon, which we beat to then go ahead and recruit him. Cannon, alongside other scouts we've gotten off soccer battles, have the advantage early game, as their stats are typically higher than the characters we are able to unlock at that point, along with the fact that Cannon also has a chain shot with God Cannon, makes him another valuable teammate. And so with that, we muster up whatever courage we got left and head into the final match of the first map. Last but sadly also least, we got Team Ogre next. And sadly, yeah, they were kind of a pushover. At this point in the challenge, we've gotten a lot of good wind strikers, and with the Ogre's goalkeeping being Earth Element, it comes as no surprise that we beat them pretty easily, winning with a score of 2-0. Wind really has the second best lineup strikers wise in this early in the game, only being slightly bested by the Fire Element. But so with that, we beat Team Ogre and finally beat the first map. We take our points and do not scout anyone from Team Ogre, as there's only a singular character on the team that is Wind, and I don't really like the little gremlin. So the team stays the same, and we head onto the second map. We have now reached the second map, and our first opponent here is Neo Japan. Luckily for us, the team is manageable to beat. However, we did lose a goal against them due to their Winds launching a wood shot against our still weak Nero. But besides that, we were able to score the goals needed to win, and so we go ahead and scout Epsilon trio of Mercury, Metron and Zell to use for the co-op shot Gaia Break, and we move on to the next match against Orpheus. Up next is Orpheus, and this was a pretty standard and easy match since their goalkeeper isn't that strong. We are starting to reach a point in the challenge where our team is mostly maxed out, to the point that we are going to be struggling even less and less with the upcoming teams. We win this match with a score of 1-0 and jump straight into the next match against Inazuma, Japan. Next up is Inazuma Japan, and lucky for us the goalkeeper for them is Mark, so we again have a solid advantage against them. However, we get scored on as Jude used an insane Prime Legend which got through, but besides that we were able to score more than they could, and so we were in no danger of losing this match. We win with a score of 2-1, and with this we unlock a bunch of good characters, so we go ahead and recruit Inazuma Japan Nathan, Sean and Artemis, as someone in the chat was asking me to use him as it was a character they really wanted to see. So I go ahead and put the 3 new recruits in the team and make our preparations for the next match. Next up, we got the team that was our final challenge of the Wood Only challenge, and that is their girls team. And this was still a match, alright. Their team, while being a bit more manageable compared to the first game, still isn't playing around, as the main girl still got insanely strong shots with the Earth and Dead Zone too. And Sylvia this time is running an even more dangerous move, running freaking Omega the Hand. So even though we do have the advantage against her, we were still struggling to score a goal against them. And they were also able to get one in on us using the Earth, so the first half ends with a score of 1-1, and so we go into extra time. Luckily, extra time went much better for us, as in the extra time we were able to score 3 more goals while preventing the girls from scoring any. And so we end the match against the girls team with a score of 4-1. We go ahead and with our earnings go and get an upgrade to our Gazelle by recruiting Fire Dragon Gazelle, and we head into the match against International All-Stars. Up next, we're playing against International All-Stars, and I'm starting to sound like a broken record again, but the team has yet again an Earth goalkeeper with a weakish move, and so it comes as no surprise that we easily beat the team with a score of 2-0, and we just jump straight into the next match as the team doesn't really have any interesting members I want to use. Dark Angel is next up, and we got another team coming to take revenge against us from the last challenge run, and boy did they hurt us bad as we actually lost our first attempt against them with a score of 1-2. Since they got a solid boot striker and Nero was too short to actually catch a normal shot from Destra. Whatever. Oh, what the? Bro, what? What even happened? I throw the ball to... Oh my god, that flew over... Wow. So we went to brainstorm and recruited Thor Stauberg since he has a nice shot block, along with the fact that he can learn Thunder Beast with Sean. And so with the new recruits we go and try again, and it seems like this chase is all that we needed as we completely annihilate Dark Angels this time with a clean score of 5-0. We take their souls and earnings and go right into the final match of the second map. And up next for our final match on the second map, we got Little Gigante standing in the way for the trophy. And yeah, this sadly for them didn't go well, since we were able to go and annihilate them, winning against them with a grand lead of 4-1. And with that, we have beaten the second map of the game, and overall the second map wasn't as bad as the first one. The fact that we now got plenty of good win players to choose from, along with their Kakuseis being maxed, so my characters getting maxed out stats, helps a ton. And that is without me even using Keshin so far. We go ahead and recruit Arch from Inazuma Japan, chase the team around a bit, and then we move on to third and final map. Our first opponent for the new map is gonna be the Revolutionaries, and right off the bat we feel the difficulty spike up, as now teams are able to use as many Keshins as they want, alongside some characters not even being able to mix and max, like Sol did in this match. Luckily though, we were able to outplay them and win this match with a 2-0 score. And so we go ahead and instantly recruit some more powerhouses with Sneo and Dodge. Sneo in particular was the choice I went with due to the ability for him to get a cash in, and he has just a very powerful shots as well. And Dodge, well, he's here because Rick really likes him, and he's decent enough to be used. And with that done, we go and move on to the next match. 5th sector is up next, and again we are starting to get some pushback, as this was a very close match. Their team consists out of everyone being able to use a cash in, and so most of the interactions will always be lost. That along with the fact that their goalkeeper, Quesadilla, is actually one of the best goalkeepers in this game. It was very rough. Also, it was in this match that I came to find out something that I mentioned earlier in the video. Oh, that's actually so stupid. That actually is so stupid, I hate that. Okay, well we gotta change our plans because Nero is out of TP. And I'm not trusting that, so we're gonna put Peabody in for the first time. Maxi gets a cheap goal, yup, sadly. Yo, what's good, Sammy? How you doing, man? Yeah, now we're gonna go Peabody. Even though he doesn't have Soul Hand, he still has Moog in the hand. Wait! Huh? He does have Soul Hand. Huh? Wait, since when? Bro, wait. Have I been stupid? Am I actually stupid? Since when did Peabody have Soul Hand? I might be stupid. Yeah, I don't know how it got past me, but it seems like our Peabody did have Soul Hand all along. And I was just too stupid to fact check it. But regardless though, we were able to prevail and score a clean double shoot chain for the winning goal in the 28th minute of the second half. So we take the win with a score of 2-1 against them and go ahead and scout Shinoyama. Now this is probably the last impactful recruit we are going to get this challenge, since he actually comes instantly with his Cashin Goliath, giving us a very powerful goalkeeper we can use. Since we haven't been using Cashins in the team anyway, using him doesn't hinder us in the slightest. And so, with that change done, we go to the next team. Team 0 is up next, and this went as easy as can be. Even with Barlong mix and matching in the match, there was no real harm since Team 0's goalkeeper has no Cashin and is an Earth Elemental player, so we know what happens with those. They were however able to score a goal with the use of the fused cash-in between Balong and Tascat, but besides that one goal, they were of no threats. We beat them with a score of 6-1 and go ahead and scout the GOAT Balong and replace Sneo with him, since yeah, everything I said earlier about Sneo when we recruited him, well just tenfold that but with Balong instead. And with that we move on to the Tenmas. Up next is the Tenmas, and this surprisingly was a pretty difficult match, since everyone besides Tenma is a wood character, which all got an advantage over my wind players. That along with the fact that both Faye and Tenma can mix max and use cashing shots, this one actually got closer than expected, as they kept outscoring me. Even with their goalkeeper having excellent breast as a move, which isn't the strongest, the elemental advantage they had just really pulled through for them. Luckily though, we were able to score the winning goal before extra time, making us end this match with a score of 3-2. We don't scout anyone since for whatever reason didn't feel like using a Tenma, and so we move on to Protocol Omega. Next on the chopping block is Protocol Omega, and the match went alright. Their teams got a powerful frontline with a trio of Alpha, Beta and Omega, who were able to score 2 goals against us. However, since our goalkeeper Hotel is an Earth goalkeeper without a cash-in, we also had no hard time scoring against him. So we beat Protocol Omega with a comfortable score of 4-2, and we go on and challenge Xanark's Domain. Next up is Xanark's Domain. And wow, this was actually closer than I expected it to be, as they were able to score a 2-goal lead against us very quickly. Even though Shinoyama has a Cashin, which makes him very powerful, he's still new to the team, which means his Kakusei level is low, so his stats are on the lower side, even with the Cashin. Luckily though, we were able to tie the scores back before the second half, so everything seemed fine until they scored yet another goal. None of my defenders are here. Y'all got a co-op shot? What is it? Oh, Matlock Bullet, I think it was? I think that was a dub name. Nah, I definitely wouldn't mind trying it out, man, Walter. Definitely wouldn't mind trying it out. Rocco got a hat-trick and so did Adult Fubuki. I barely couldn't get Setsu on a hat-trick spot with enough hat stat buffs and skills. Rocco can make a decent striker. Even fair, that's pretty cool. And what's crazy about this is the fact that none of these were even scored by Xenar, who you would think would be the biggest threat. But it was actually the other strikers which gave me a hard time. In the end, their normal time ended with a score of 3-3, so we had to go into extra time, where I luckily was able to score one more goal for the 4-3 lead, and prevent the opponent from scoring anymore, making us win this match with a score of 4-3. This year was a shock as to how hard this match was, but that's nothing compared to our next opponent. Second to last, here we got the Destructors. And my god, this was probably one of the hardest matches we have had yet. On par with the first match against Raimon even. This team is dangerous due to the fact that almost every player on the field has a level 2 or higher block Hitsatsu, making it even tougher for me to charge and line up for chain shots. Which, speaking of which, in Extreme, one of their strikers has a chain shot in Celestial Smash, which also came out of nowhere and helped them score a goal. It got very close, but we ended up playing the match all the way till the end of extra time with a score of 4-4, and so we went to penalties. Yeah, after having gone 8 for 8, we sadly lost with a 9 shootout, giving the Destructors the win. This was a hard loss, as we were so close to winning, but nothing to be done about it. So before I went into the rematch with them, I went ahead and gave my character stat enhancing books, as those were obtained while going through the maps of the game. And so, with the upgrades done, we go and try again. This time though, we had a much easier time against them. The stat boss really came true, as we were able to beat the Destructors with a score of 2-0. And man, again, this was a very scary match, which I did not expect to them having an Earth goalkeeper, but I was pleasantly surprised. So with that match done, there's only one final boss left. So we go ahead and optimize our formation, and then we get into the final battle. Last but certainly not least, we are going up against Legend Japan. And again, this is a very dangerous match. Everyone on this team is a threat with tons of co-op shots, powerful shot blocks, and at the end, defending the goal, we got Mark with his cash-in, Majin the Great. So this is a match to look out for. And right off the bat, they show us why they are not ones to mess around with. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Big bang. Ooh, that is not good. Oh. Oh. That is not good. Yikes. Is this what I get for saying I'm not afraid of them? Yeah, this is an easy goal for them. Oh. Like you getting cooked by Big Bang. In the first few minutes of the match, they were able to score against us. Not just regularly, but with a shot chained into a maximum fire, giving them an early lead. Now luckily after some back and forths, we go ahead and chain the Hurricane into a God Cannon, giving us the tie score. However... Oh no, I say that and then he does this. Oh, you... I forgot you have Surtur! Oh, no, it's over. I forgot he has Surtur as well. Oh no. Come on, Archer, I know you have TP. I don't think we're stopping this. I gotta go now. Good luck with the match. Thanks, man. Thanks. Oh. We gotta go. They take one back instantly. Yep. Unexpectedly, Axel has the cash-in Surtur, which I didn't know, which was yet again too strong for us to block, putting Legend Japan in the lead again with 2-1. Axel was really showing why he was their ace striker. We played the rest of the first half and jumped straight into the second half, where we tried to score a goal early, which ended up not going so great. I can't argue with Matt. You're right. And Cannon is out of TP now. That is actually annoying. You are right about that. Matt doesn't lie, sadly. I wish it would, but no, it doesn't. Oh, brother, get out of here. Get actually out of here, bro. Here for the final match. Yo, what's up, Logan? How you doing, man? We are not doing well. They break through. Oh my god. Actual chaining every time with maximum fire is insane. And yes, again, Axel's chains another shot with maximum fire, scoring his team their third goal. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought after that goal that this match was over. However, we continued playing on and we were able to go and do a double chain shot to score our second goal. With only a few minutes left on the clock, as we desperately try to get the ball, Axel makes one final attempt to score, which luckily ends in a failure, as he was only barely able to charge up a regular fireball store. And... buddy, please? Gazelle doesn't have anything ready. Bylong neither. Are we really gonna lose? Gazelle! Crap, crap, crap! No! It's over. Yeah. That was so close. Yes, sadly we lost the match, getting very close but not quite there yet, with a score of 2-3. However, we didn't let this loss keep us down, since after the match, Bylong's Kusa level went up, giving him the option now to use his cash-in. However, this comes with a price. Since our rules forbid us from using more than one cash-in per match, this would mean that if I went and used Bylong's Spirit, that would mean we can't use one of our goalkeepers. However, after giving it some thought with chat, we decided to do it and give Bylong his Spirit. Since even with our cash-in goalkeeper, we were having a hard time stopping shots, so we might as well try and outscore Legend Japan. And so we equipped Bylong's cash-in and put Peabody as our main goalkeeper, since Shinoimiya without his cash-in and lack of Kusei levels was much weaker. And so, with the changes done and formation changed, we hopped back into the rematch. It's time for the rematch, and this time, stuff is going much smoother for us. At this time, we were able to defend much better against the team and prevent them from shooting. Then around maybe the 20th minute, we're cash-in. Ooh, come on. Okay, let's see, come on. Okay, power it up, power it up. Okay, this should be a goal. This should easily go in. Hey, let's go. Okay, it went in. The GOAT by Long went ahead and scored us the lead goal, making the score 1-0. This is just what I needed. We continued playing the first half with no more goals being scored from either side, and we start the second half where Axel went ahead and does what he normally does. Oh, he threw! Oh no, I'm throwing. None of my defenders got something red. They're gonna chain shot it with Axel, aren't they? I know they are gonna chain shot it with Axel's maximum fire. I knew it. Oh my god. Bro, why? Oh. Yep. Because of course. And yes, again, Axel went ahead and chased a shot for a goal, tying up the scores. But not all hope is lost, as I'm able to, almost right after, go for a double shot by Beta, chaining it into a drag and drive, scoring us the second goal, putting us in the lead again. Ballong's not gonna be able to chain that. Ugh. See, that's why I don't... Okay, he actually is close enough, good. Was that smart though? Because now I don't think I have enough TP for his cash in. Oh no, I think they're gonna shot block it. Well, I'm gonna go E, have a good last few minutes. Thanks, man. Yes, okay, let's go. That actually went in. They just need to shoot no matter from where, because Axel will be there. Nah, for real though, having maximum fire as a chain shot is just annoying for me. But that's not all. I wanted to go all out and finish the match the best way possible, and so rather than playing it smart and just defend, I went ahead and tried to score another goal. This time chaining an elemental destroyer into a god cannon for our third goal in the match. And at this point, there was no way Legend Japan could make a comeback against us. We make one more final goal against them, with the final whistle blowing, and we did it. We beat Legend Japan in the rematch with a giant lead and finished off the challenge. So, can you beat Inazuma 11 Ghost Strikers 2013 Extreme using only win characters? The answer is yes. Yes, you can. Now, before we end off this challenge, we are going to real quick talk about the MVPs of this challenge from each position and as to why. Starting off with our forward, for which our MVP is Inaba. And the reason as to why is because if it wasn't for me being able to scout him for the very first Raimon match, I think we would have been stuck for a very long time there, since we were not able to recruit anybody else at that point. But even after that match, he was always a very strong striker with good stats, along with his signature elemental destroyer being just not a chain shot, but being a void element move as well, making him a very good chain shooter. So he is definitely the MVP for forwards. Next up we got midfielders, and this one was a bit more rough, seeing as I mainly use forwards in the midfield with the powerful shots to launch into the forwards to chain into. But I will give this one to Miles. Miles in the midfield whenever I used her was a very solid character, having spinning cut for shoot blocking, a dribble in flurry dash, and an okay shot in Eternal Blizzard, which later on after recruiting Sean actually became the Hurricane, which became a very strong shot for us to shoot chain into. And so for those reasons, I think Miles was our MVP midfielder. With a small shout out to an early game Akane, as she was another password scout we were able to get alongside Inaba. While having good stats and a level 3 dribble, she doesn't do much besides that, which is why after the first match she was benched. But she did help us a lot in that part of the game, so she gets to be here as an honorable mention. Next up, our MVP for defenders, and this one is a clear winner, it's Nathan. Since the beginning of the game we were able to recruit Raimon 1 Nathan, who has had the ability to use air bullets from the beginning of the game, which made him a very good defender early game. And he only got stronger as we got his Inazuma Japan form, and when he was able to use Hurricane with Miles. And so for these reasons, Nathan is our definite MVP for defenders. And last but not least, we got the MVP for our goalkeepers. This was a bit of a rough one since we were very limited in our choices of goalkeepers to use for this challenge, alongside the fact that we kind of switched them around a lot compared to our previous challenge where we basically only used one goalkeeper. So who's the MVP? I think I would have to give it to Peabody actually. Now again, this is kind of tough and surprising since I didn't really use Peabody as a main goalkeeper that much. He was much more relegated as our second goalkeeper. However, this is partially due to me not knowing he had Soul Hand all this time, which if I had knew, he definitely would have been the main goalkeeper until we got Shinomiya. But he was very consistent when we used him and strong compared to Nero, and so he is our MVP for our goalkeepers. However, I do want to give an honorable mention to Shinomiya since he was able to help us stop some tougher shots in the late game, but sadly we just kind of got him too late to call him an MVP. That, with the fact that his stats also were lower due to us updating him later, and so not having a lot of Kakusei on him for his better stats. And also, it doesn't help that we in the final match did not use him because he was not able to stop any shots. And so I think he fits at least to be an honorable mention. But what do you guys think? Is there anyone else you thought was the MVP? Make sure to let me know down in the comment section down below. I want to thank the channel members for supporting your boy. And with that being said, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more videos. And make sure to join the Discord so you don't miss out on when I do these challenges live. But without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one.